My name's Linda, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to be using the gift bag punch board again, and this time I'm going to be making a large bag, so larger than you would normally make with this punch board. And I've cased this idea from Pia Larson, and mine's just going to be a tiny bit different, but this is what I'm going to be using. We're using 2 A4 sheets of paper. I'm using Whisper White. You can use whichever colour you'd like. And then for decorating, I have some of the lovely frosted floral paper. It's really lovely. It's got a lovely sheen to it. And I'm using, what is this called? Smoky Slate grey paper. And this is 4 3/4 by 7.5 inches, and this one is 4 by 6 3/4, and we don't need those right at the moment. I'm going to start with one of my pieces of A4, and I've only made this bag once, so I'm hoping I can remember what she did. So we're starting with a piece of A4, and we're sliding it, no we're not, we're sliding it so the left hand side is going up to our start line, and then we're going to punch. So now we're taking the A4 sheet right up to our right hand side, and we're lining up the edge with the small line, score line, and we are using our bone folder to go along where it says side, and we're going to go along, and then we're going to go around our triangle and down the side, so down the middle of our triangle, whoops, and then we're going to punch. And we need to do our horizontal line as well. And now we're going to take our first score line, which is here. This is going to be our tab, if you can see, come down a bit, and we're going to move that all the way along to this little arrow on our punch, and we're going to punch. So then we have 2 punches there. We can cut this off, cut that one off because we don't need it, and that is going to be what we use for sticking our sides down. Okay, so we've nearly finished the side, but we now need to put a score line down here. So we're going to line up the point of our triangle there with the side 2 here, and then we're just going to score down here. Now all we have to do is go all the way along with our horizontal, so just keep going all the way along so we have the base of our gift bag. Okay, and then we need to do exactly the same with our other piece of A4. So now we have our 2 pieces of A4, both with our ends here, and we're just going to, if you wanted to stamp them, now would be the time to do it. I'm just going to be sticking paper onto mine, so now we can use our bone folder and we can burnish all of our lines. We can actually burnish all of our score lines, not just our lines. When you're doing, because we haven't scored right the way down to the bottom, when you're scoring along here, fold this and get a nice sharp crease in those marks that haven't gone right to the top of the bag. We're just gently pushing these triangle ones just so the bag knows which way it's going to go, and then I'm going to do the same with the other one. Now we've done all of our burnishing, we can just cut the corner off of the other side of the tab. Let's get that one a little bit straighter. And we'll do that on both. And then we're going to start sticking. Now I like to use a combination of tear and tape and Tombow. So I've put my tear and tape on my tab here, so this would be on the outside. Then you flip it over so it's on the inside, and I've put some little bits of tear and tape along there, and I'm going to fill it in with some Tombow. And I like doing it this way because the tear and tape immediately sticks, and then I think the Tombow is much stronger in the long run. So we're going to be bringing, let's come out a little bit. Oh, won't go any further. Going to be bringing the straight edge of our other piece of A4, and then all the flaps are at the bottom. That's the bottom of our bag, and we're going to be lining it up to the other edge of the bag. And then we can push that down. Oh, I've managed to get glue on it. Not great. I just brought in my little glue eraser there, just to get rid of that. Okay, and then we're going to do exactly the same with the other side. So I'm going to take the backing off my tear and tape. And then I'm just folding my bag over, and then that matches up. Just pushing that down with my bone folder to make sure it's all nice and secure. Okay, so now you need to decide the front of your box, and I've decided that this is going to, sorry, it's a bag. I've decided that this is going to be my front, and this is going to be the last flap you put down. So the flap at the front will be the last flap that goes down. So you want the two side ones to go down, and I've put some tear and tape on both of these ends, and this is going to close over here, and I've also put some tear and tape on those ends as well. Okay, so I've taken my tear and tape off, although I'm not sure you can see that I've done that. And I'm just going to fold this over and then just hold it for a few seconds. Get my bone folder in there. So I've also put a couple of pieces of, a couple of dabs of glue. And then on the long flap, again I've put some tear and tape. That's a bit better if you do it like this. Can you see it better? I decided to make this video at the last minute. Okay, so I've taken my tear and tape off, and I'm going to put some blobs of glue as well. I wasn't actually going to make a video today, but I'm making this bag for my next card class, and then I'm just going to close that up. And I thought, well, why not make a video at the same time, and then that can go out later. So if any of my ladies need instructions, if they've forgotten how to make it, they can have a look at my YouTube. So I'm just running my bone folder just along that bottom, and then that's basically our bag. And it's got the little gusset at the end, so it can squeeze down like this. Okay, so this is the front of my bag. I'm going to bring in my paper. Actually, I probably should have put this on before I made the bag up. It seems such a shame to put the glue on that side. They're both so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to layer this onto my smoky grey. And then I'm going to punch some holes in my bag at the top. So what I've done, my bag actually measures 9 inches. So I found 3 inches and 6 inches, and I put a couple of little dots with pencil there. Whoa. And I'm just bringing in my my punch, and I'm going to punch both sides at the same time. And then whatever you want to use, if you're using ribbon or string, there we go. And then I'm going to bring in, is that the front? Yeah, I'm going to bring in my decoration, and I'm going to glue this to the front of my bag. On the inside of my bag, I'm just putting some little ring reinforcers. So my last reinforcer just on the inside, just to give that little bit of security. Okay, so I made a little gift tag. As I said, I wasn't going to make a video, and I started making it. So this tag is 2 by 3.5, and I'm just going to punch a little hole in the top. Oh, that's too big. So I can have that hanging on here. And I've also cut out with some silver glimmer paper, I've cut out the letter J, because I'm going to be using this bag for my friend, and her name begins with J. And I've used the large alphabet dies for this. Now I'm using some of the beautiful velvet ribbon. This is the Rich Razzleberry. It's absolutely lovely, and I'm going to use some of that for my handles. And I'm just going to, in the front hole, both of the front holes, and then just tie a little knot at each end for my handles. So I've got my ribbon on, and I'm using some white baker's twine just to pop my gift tag on it. And I'm going to tie this around the handle at the front. If you're using some sort of string that you could get your tag on the handle, you could do it that way, but because my ribbon was quite thick, there's no way that was going to be going on there. And there we go. Great gift bag, and thanks for the idea from Pia, and I will put her name up here somewhere.